Good evening, folks. I'm the Pit Village Trader and I'm self-isolating in my office. We're in the midst of the viral outbreak and we're in lockdown. Are you in lockdown? What are you doing in lockdown? How are you going to profit during this lockdown? Because opportunities abound, my friends, and I'm going to tell you a couple that I've been keeping an eye on today. All right, I got a question yesterday. What would I do if I had 10 grand under the mattress? And am I still investing? Am I still investing in the midst of this viral outbreak? My answer was yes, I'm still investing, or rather I'm still holding across my ISAs. That's my junior ISAs and my personal ISA, but I'm not spread betting at the moment because the volatility is too much for my little mind to take right now. However, as to the question of whether or not I would be able to get rid of 10 grand if I had it stuck under the mattress and what I would do with it, I definitely have some good ideas with regards to that. So if I had 10 grand right now, what would I be doing? Would I be investing? Absolutely 100%, because the market has crashed so much that there are some really good opportunities about. So if I did have 10 grand right now, there's 3 shares that I would be looking at investing in. This is not advice, by the way. This is purely hypothetical role playing, and I'm just brainstorming a few ideas. The first one I might be interested in investing in would be William Hill, WMH, which has currently crashed below the 10-year lowest point, which to me represents some good value, given the fact that if I'm going insane tomorrow and I can't get out of the front door and the government's going to pay for that, I'm definitely going to gamble. Secondly, although be mindful, you should never trade what you think and always what you see. So using that as the measurement and the buy on strength, sell on weakness calculation that I often do, I would be keeping an eye on William Hill, WMH. The other one I'd be keeping an eye on, again, a similar scenario with the valuation coming down past 10-year, lower than 10-year previously, would be Mitchells and Butler, MAB, and another one, Spirent Communications, although has not crashed, which means if it hasn't crashed now, people still have faith in that share, that company, and I would be extremely tempted by any company that has not seen a 30% devaluation over the last couple of weeks. So those are my ideas at the moment. The other one that I mentioned in a comment yesterday was if I had the nerve to spread bet, and although I'm usually steely nerved and a bit woo-wee about the spread betting and investments that I make, would be to go short in the Games Workshop. Now, I'll leave that up to you if you have that nerve. Now, of course, the reason for those investments are twofold. There are 2 reasons. The first being this whole scenario could go 2 ways. The first scenario, the whole thing goes tits up and everything, this whole Ponzi scheme comes crashing down and we're all being fed rations and orange peels for the next few years. The second thing that might happen, which has happened in almost every single pandemic or outbreak in the last half century, is that immediately following an outbreak, there is a bounce. Now, that is once the initial panic and fear is kind of done with, there's a bit of a bounce. Now, given that we are at historically low interest rates and the monetary stimulus packages that have been announced are hitherto never before experienced, this could be the mother of all bounces. So if those are the 2 scenarios, you might as well be on the optimistic one. And if you've got that 10 grand, play that game, because if you miss this and this thing bounces 50%, you're gonna wish that you took advantage of that. The other side of that coin, if this goes tits up, well, it's not going to really matter anyway. All that's going to matter then is if they cut the internet connection and we can't watch Netflix anymore, because it's going to be that desperate. Those are my 2 scenarios. Those are my ideas. If you've got 10 grand under the mattress, invest now, because there are some opportunities out there that are just too good to ignore. There's a few ideas there. Other than that, and most importantly of all, I hope you're safe. I hope your family is safe. I hope you're taking care of them, and I hope you're happy and healthy, because trading comes second and life comes first. Life comes first, trading comes second. Be safe, everyone, and I'll see you next time.